Hi, I'm Rangu Salgame. I'm with Tata Communications. I lead a portfolio of businesses which cover across various spectrum from our wholesale business, our mobility business, cloud, data center, and media business as well. Today, we are about 3 billion people on the internet, and most of the 3 billion come from the Western world, like people like you and me in the North America, in Europe, and the developed world. Over the next 10 years, we're going to see another 3 billion people come onto the internet. And those 3 billion are not the people like you and me. They're coming from the emerging markets. They are from very different socio-economic and literacy spectrum of that population. So that's the 3 billion. And they are going to come on the internet by mobile phones, by smartphones. These 3 billion are not going to come on through broadband at home, not through cable, fiber at home. It's all going to be wireless, and it's already happening. Why is it happening? Because broadband and wireless is there in every part of the world now, and the cost of the smartphone is dropping. Now it's sub $50 for a smartphone. Companies like Xiaomi from China, Micromax in India, these companies have brought down the cost of smartphones dramatically now that even the poorest of poor in the world can afford a smartphone. And that's going to be very transformative. I think there's absolutely no downside for people to get connected to the internet. I think it's almost to have it's a right to have access to the internet, and I think it's going to be only positive that internet and connectivity comes to the emerging and the underdeveloped world. The people we're talking about, sorry, the 2.5 billion people in the world at or below $2 a day income, and how are we going to get them into the mainstream? How are we going to get the poorest of the poor in the world away from this, break them away from the cycles of poverty? I think technology and smartphone is the answer, is going to be the enabler. And without internet, this section of the world is going to get always underprivileged. Their voices will never be heard. Women will be always be shackled. They'll always be dependent. I think this is going to be a big revolution. The change that is going to unleash because of the 3 billion people getting on the internet is going to be huge. See, if you look at, as I mentioned, there's a large part of the emerging market still very close to poverty level or below poverty level. Now, think about the women in those societies. The biggest change that can come in the world is by empowering women. I believe that if we can have the poor women in the poor sections of the world, have them access to the internet via the smartphone, you can bring empowerment, you can bring financial empowerment. Things like microfinance that we have been doing for 20 years has been very successful, but now it can be done at scale by electronic payment. A woman in a small village in Ivory Coast or in India or Bangladesh or Peru or Bolivia can have a smartphone, have electronic payment, and be now engaging in micro business activities through microfinance, for example. And now they can be unshackled from cycles of poverty and dependency and make women more empowered. I think that's going to be a very powerful force in the world. It's going to be very transformative.